So a quick video on getting help for people with bipolar or schizophrenia. I don't even know what happened. All of a sudden I was just staying up day in, day out. I never heard of bipolar at all, but I got really delusional and they took me in the hospital and diagnosed me as bipolar 1. But what I would say to the general public is like, you're really not ready to handle this disease until you get some education on the signs and the symptoms and what to say, what to do for a person who's suffering chemical imbalance in their brain, whether it be depression, bipolar, schizophrenia. The way you think, your primary being, that you think that your truth may not be true. And if you're having problems with psychiatric issues yourself, it becomes in compounds because you're not taking care of your own psychiatric needs, that you just can't deal with someone who suffers, say, a heart attack of the brain. Lupus, that's what Matt told me. He's like, well, don't tell people you have bipolar. And I said, Matt, if I had lupus, would I tell them? And I think that can change, and that's one reason I stand up every day saying something to make it better and better educated and know Sandy Hook, know where and how to help these people that get so isolated and alone and depressed and angry and just maybe even delusional, somewhat delusional, to kill children or adults at these things. And to me, the terrorists in the Middle East are having the same problem in just a different way. So how I present, when I'm depressed, it's easy. It's easier for people. I just lay in bed. But when you're manic, you're very gregarious. You can get angry. People are like, don't do that. Like, I was going for the 3rd time to California, and I know you think this is my fault, that like I'm a poor character person because this is my behavior. Well, that's a bad decision. And my friend Wes Way sent me a text, and he touched me, and I said, oh no, we're not going. Somehow he connected and knew me well enough to say one word from Wes, and I was like, I rethought my plan. And so people that see you and can accept that, if you're a visionary artist like myself, that can connect with you, because not many people really do, really get it. Like Kent got it. That was my basic go-to guy for reality of like, yeah, go do it. World Preschool, do it. I mean, he never said that, but one time I called him and I thought I was going to be homeless because Jerry lost his job. And I think I wrote him a letter that he could have the dogs. And he goes, I don't want the dogs. But, so I think we need a lot of education through public schools, information to begin what's right and what's not. Because you get on the internet and you're like, no. But we need a manual of brain health in science class so we can all start on the same page and admit into it and talk about case studies. And once we do that in the schools, children might start to feel comfortable talking about how they feel. I don't think we can have education in this day and age without psychology, alcoholism, all this stuff. You can't go to public schools anymore and not fear being shot. So how do you fix that? Are you going to hide? Is it like Chicken Little? You can't hide every gun or every knife that a violently untreated person with brain chemicals that are out of whack, like Craig Eaton, what a gifted boy. Maybe William and Mary was too stressful for him. Maybe that's why he broke and did that. And that school is very stressful and very high competitive. And it may not have been good for a bipolar person to do that. So in the illness, you have to accept your limitations, but also promote your abilities. You might be visionary. You might be creative. And we need the schools to teach this so we don't have to hide it. Just like Matt said, try living in a house with somebody who's not sympathetic or empathetic to brain disorder. Sometimes it can be funny, the things you do. Some of my friends laugh at some of my crazy antics. But I think the point where it stops is depression gets so bad that you kill yourself, and that can affect many, many people in your lives. Or the mania becomes violent with the violence. I get angry, but I've never physically hurt anyone in my adulthood. And I strive, brain is just like the heart. It's your soul. The brain is your soul, connected with your heart and your feet. So philosophy, I think Your life doesn't have to be a crater where you're devastated and everyone, because there is treatment. There is treatment. The negativity that I see in my family is from depression, it's from their mental illness, and I try all the time to break through it and say, look at yourself, look at yourself. Why are you not happy? And I know that with my medication, I'm on clozapine, Seroquel, and lithium. It sounds like a lot. I mean, but you look at someone who's got a heart attack or liver transplant, they go on a lot of medications too. The brain is just an organ. And it's a new, exciting time to begin learning about it in the public schools through NAMI. Thank you.